Good morning, goeiemorgen.
Môre.
It's that time of the morning again. It's a chilly good morning out of New Zealand. And as you've seen the previous picture with those, I think it's bicycle wheels that has been frozen. The joke is at the bottom it says hot tub Omarama. So it's not very hot down there. Interesting. Okay. Guys, good morning. This morning we're talking all about
Relationships.
yeah, my wife's favorite topic. So I'm here to make life more enjoyable for her so that I can enjoy my relationship. So let's chat relationships. All right.
Yes. Jan wanted to keep it light. I don't know how you keep it light.
I want
just
to
make jokes of it.
We've had such a
Yeah, it was a
we had a
week.
heavy week, a real heavy week. That is their word, like a heavy week.
Yes, it was.
This was a heavy week. Goodness me.
Yeah.
But we've come through that, and I think we've come better people through that at the end of the day. I just want to get that profile up so we can see what's going on with people at that side. All right. So let's talk about relationships. So what do you want to tell the people?
I know that there's a lot of people thinking of coming to New Zealand now again, now that the borders are opening slowly but surely. So we get a lot of questions about all kinds of stuff relating to immigration. And yes, relationships is supposed to be the #1 priority when you decide to immigrate, and even after immigration, especially with your partner. Not only that, but also with your children.
Can I say something
family?
deep now?
Yes.
If your relationship in South Africa is wobbly,
don't come.
It's going to fall off the books here, I promise you that.
Don't come.
Oh, come, but
if it's like when you have a baby, when you want to leave each other and you fall pregnant, and you decide, okay, no, the baby's going to make it better.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Immigration is not going to make it better.
No.
It's
actually going to make it worse,
yes.
10 times worse.
So yes, that is the one thing. If you're not on the same page, 100%, don't do it until you are 100% on the same page. It is going to be very hard on your relationship. It's hard on your relationship even if you are 100% on the same page.
You've got to make a peace with a lot of things. She had to make peace with the fact that I wanted to come. And I had to make peace with the fact that she didn't want to come.
Yeah. Yes, it was, I think, for 6 months, that is all we ever talked about and argued about, was the fact that he wanted to immigrate and I didn't want to immigrate.
And the thing is, the arguments never actually became ugly, to be quite frank.
It's an emotional argument.
And there was a time that we learned, she had to learn why I wanted to come, and I had to learn why she didn't want to come. So, yeah, but I think just
I think for me it was just to get my head and my heart at the same place. My heart wanted to stay. My head, I knew I had to come.
Yeah.
So it took a while for me to decide, okay, that's really the best thing. And luckily for me, when I put my mind to something, then that's a done deal.
And I'm going to tell this. 5 minutes before the show, we just walked outside, and the sun is rising now, early, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And she said, she's going nowhere. Big change in 5 years' time. Big change. So
yeah. Okay, but not only relationship. I'm talking now before you immigrate. I think maybe some people that's already here can add a little bit of what they went through with your parents. I know that can sometimes be really hard. I really didn't know when to tell my mom that we are immigrating and how to tell her. So I just blurted out one night. I just said, we're thinking about moving to New Zealand. And she was a little taken aback, but she got used to the idea quite quick. Your mom was fine with the idea from the start. My mom didn't moan about it. She wasn't against it. It just took her a while to just get her head around. If she wants to see me, she'll have to fly that far. Yes, I know a lot of people that really the relationship with their parents falls apart when they immigrate. I have a friend here in New Zealand that her mom just stopped talking to her.
And it's sad. It's sad.
It is.
Oh my goodness, it's sad. If you want to know how short life is, you should have been here this week.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
But you said lighter side. Let's go lighter side.
Yes.
Go lighter
I
side.
don't know how we're going to make fun of this.
I don't know how we got into this damn dark place again. So let's go lighter side. All right. The nice thing about your relationship is you learn a lot of things during the immigration process, because now you're forced to do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
And you're forced to make a lot of decisions together.
Yeah. And if you're not used to making decisions together, because this is life-changing decisions,
oh yeah,
it can be really hard.
So, and as you arrive at this point, you've always made decisions sometimes based on your own. I mean, my first car I bought, because you weren't in the picture, I didn't have to ever think about you when I bought my first car, and the second car progressed from the first car and the third car and so forth. Now suddenly we came to New Zealand, we had to make all these decisions that we made many years ago again. So we had to buy a car now that's really suitable for either me or for her, or we had to buy a car that's suitable for both of us, or we're just going to buy one car, or I'm just talking about the lighter side of things now. So,
and if you've got children, you have to decide which school. And the thing is, for us, we were lucky. We only had to think for us and for Zon, but he's grown up, so it wasn't that difficult. But if you've got kids,
he sometimes thinks for himself. So.
Yeah, I think your relationship with your children can also take strain.
Oh yeah,
if you decide to immigrate,
especially if they're not 100%.
Especially when they kind of older, teenage age.
But on the other way, let's go lighter. On the other side, I've seen some kids really pop out.
Yes.
And I'm talking about Ben.
Yeah. Not only that. Yeah.
And yes, they didn't have a bad relationship, but I think the relationship they have today is 10 times better because they are here. Because certain things happened in their life that made it better for everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what great. That's really,
I think
really
once
great.
again, if everyone can just have the same mindset, if you can get yourself, your husband, and your kids on the same page, that will really help. I know it's not that easy.
Please note, we're not relationships experts.
No, we're just talking in general.
Other stuff, psychologicalists.
But it's not a bad idea. I think if you're struggling with decisions, to go and see someone to just help you through that. Because if you make the wrong decision, you are going to fall apart in New Zealand.
The nice thing is, there is help. There is help. There really is help.
Even if you get here and you're struggling, just ask for help.
When she said this morning about the relationships, I actually thought about getting the right hairdresser, the right facial person. That's
a different kind of relationship that you have to build.
That's your relationship.
Yes.
And she's got quite a lot of them, eh?
Yes.
And she take a lot of time at office hours to do stuff with these relationships.
That's because I
start
working at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's good you're building relationships.
Let's talk a little bit about relationships in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's important that you have relationships this side as well.
Yeah, it's difficult at first to just find your tribe, but you will get there. And I think the beautiful thing of immigration is you get to meet people of all parts of life. And I think it's because the South African community is so small, and not only with South Africans, but you're kind of you're just thrown into this different environment, and you get to meet people that you never in your life thought you would meet and like. So I think if you just embrace what's coming your side, you will surprise yourself.
The main thing about these new relationships you form in New Zealand, you must be able to walk in and to walk out of these relationships.
Yes.
If it's not working for you, hit the road. Hit the road. Do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Don't hang on to something that's toxic, because toxic will make you toxic as well. Keep that in mind. So we had to walk away from 1 or 2 relationships in our lives, and we're better off for that.
Yeah, you just do it. You'll find the right people in your life that
just because you have one friend doesn't mean that's the only friend you'll ever make in New Zealand. Make yourself open to things. I know it's difficult.
And you know what? I think in South Africa, people were very cliquey. They are huge clicks in New Zealand as well. But if you can get yourself out of that,
Yeah.
you will enjoy the variety of people that there are here. We've got friends and we know people that are so different from what we were used to in our friendship circles in South Africa. And it's really so nice.
Yeah. And you can really be friends with all of these people.
Yes, you can.
If they are on the same wavelength as you are. You don't need to have a specific vehicle or a specific place where you live or a job in South Africa, because that's something that in South Africa played a big part in friendships. So
I think leave your judgment at home when you come here. Don't judge people. Every single immigrant in this country had to go through the same process that you had to. Doesn't matter what they were doing in South Africa or where they came from.
Or which school they go to.
It does not matter. Yeah. If you can just take a person for the person that they are, you will be surprised at what gems you can find in people. It is.
And the joke is, if you try to tell Kiwis in which school you were, they're not going to even listen to you because they're not even going to know. You want to read that one?
I'm an immigrant. I immigrated to New Zealand with my husband, who's my best friend. What a blessing it surely is. My challenge is loneliness. I have been in New Zealand 3.5 years and still could not manage to build new relationships. Keep on reaching out, but with no return. Never good enough. Wrong job, wrong address, wrong call. I can't believe it. Is that with South Africans? It sounds like it has to be South Africans. That is still in that mindset of where you live and what you drive. Oh my word! I can't believe it. Yes, that's sad. Really sad.
Presumably, we're also in the wrong suburb.
I don't really care. I really don't care.
Yeah, but it's interesting that the different mindsets there are in the world, and and I'm going to name and other. You will find that people in New Zealand as well who wants you to be living in a certain suburb and you don't need to be friends with them. You don't need to be friends with them. If that's a criteria to be a friend,
I think
skip it.
Yeah. We are very lucky in Tauranga that we've got a huge community here. So it's not that difficult to find someone that has got the same values as you. Not the same car and house, the same moral values. I suppose when you live in a smaller town and the community is not that big, I suppose it can be hard to find someone that you can gel with.
I mean, talking about cars, we even friends with people who drive Fords. I mean, that's an ongoing contest between everybody from Expedition out to
I must say, Fords, so. It is really sad because I also find that some people are still stuck in that mindset of But it was really what is the word I want to use? It was befrijdend for me. Freeing for me to come to New Zealand and see that people really overall don't care what you drive, where you live, as long as you live a good life. And you can live such a wonderful life if you just don't worry about money all the time. You have to worry about money.
Yeah, you have to worry about money a little bit.
But don't worry about how much you spend on your car or your house. It's really not important.
And if your friends need to judge you by what you drive or where you live, you probably got the wrong friends. I'm being quite frank on that. So,
I hope you find your tribe.
Or if you ever come to Tauranga, you can come and have coffee with me. Benita just saying, sad people judge you that way. You will find genuine people who accept you for you.
Yeah,
that is so.
And if that happens,
and it could probably be not the first person you meet.
No.
Yeah.
But it is hard when you get here to just kind of reach out. I know it can be overwhelming. I know a lady that I think they arrived 4 weeks ago, and just the amount of people that she is meeting at the moment, because this group of ladies invites her, that group of, it's wonderful that people are reaching out, but it is quite overwhelming.
It's overwhelming, yeah. But that's also the right way.
Yes.
To get.
You can sift through them, and you will find someone that really sticks with you.
And as soon as you get that one person, don't just make that a two-man circle.
No.
Or two-girl circles. Two girls. Yes. You can give me something this morning. I don't know what.
A two-girl circle.
Two-girl circle. It sounds actually naughty. But open yourself up to other people as well. You may just meet 3 or 4 or 5 very, very nice people. Remember, you don't need to be friends with 1,000 people. It's difficult, especially in my type of work. I've got heaps of friends on Facebook, and I've got heaps of friends in real life, but I've only got a handful of very close friends. So,
yeah.
If
I can say something, I don't know if there's a lot of people maybe listening to this that are not yet in the process of immigrating, but you have got friends that are immigrating.
Yep.
If I can ask you, please to just be there for them and don't judge them because they are leaving. It's really hard when you immigrate. I'm sorry, there's something in my throat.
But when you immigrate, you've got your reasons why you're immigrating, and somebody else may not understand that reason.
Yeah.
Somebody else may not see the reason why you have to leave one country for another.
Yeah. As with so many things in life. So if you've got someone that is immigrating, please just try and to be supportive. It's hard enough
just for them. Just be there for them.
It's hard enough for them. Yeah.
I've got a Karen Blau saying, I think that's a very true point. Don't get stuck with one group of friends. Spread your wings. Meet different groups. They all fill your soul in a different way.
It's true.
That's really so. Baron van der Berg skryf. Van der Berg. Van der Berg. My goodness. I've been too long here. No need to keep up with the Jones, he says. Felix Furita says, at the end of the day, friends become family in New Zealand. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That is.
I share stuff with my friends in New Zealand that I won't even share with my family in South Africa. So
yes, you have to create your own family. Otherwise, you are really going to struggle to survive.
And if you can't find the family, be the family.
Yes, it is. It is really. I can't find my English words today.
Terrible. Tom Horton saying on the other side, join every hiking club, fishing club, join a church, park run, and go for a coffee after.
Oh, salsa dancing.
My goodness, mate. I've never thought about that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Can we go salsa dancing?
Oh, my goodness. See where we're going this morning. Salsa dancing. What's that? That's Mexican stuff.
Oh, it will be so nice.
Oh, yeah, like chilies.
Imagine how much fun it can be.
Yeah.
Don't take life too serious. Just have some fun. Yeah.
And then, as Tom said, if you join a hiking club, I don't know how fit you must be for a hiking club. You can even just join a walking club. I see there's people advertising on Facebook for walking around the mount in Tauranga. That's about 3 kilometers, flat, stroll. You have time to talk.
And what I see a lot on Facebook, someone randomly will say, someone from, doesn't mean it's South Africans, they'll say, I am going for a walk around the mountain today. If anyone wants to join me, meet me there and there and there. What a wonderful way to meet someone new. I mean, if you don't jowl, don't talk, just walk. But maybe make a new friend.
Let's say you walk for an hour. Within the hour, you'll know, I'm going to invite them again, or nah, it's not for me. And it's easy as that. There you go.
Yeah.
Benitez is saying, well, immigrating is very difficult emotionally.
It is.
It is very difficult emotionally, and it's probably the worst thing you can ever do in your life.
You learn a lot about yourself. I read something yesterday on Facebook. I actually wanted to put it on, but I didn't.
Why not?
It said, learn to walk alone. Not always with someone, because you get to know yourself when you are alone. So go for a walk alone. Go to the movies alone. Go sit at a restaurant alone. And just be your own conversation. You learn a lot about yourself.
It felt like blind dating from the start again. Very soon you know if it can work or can't work.
Yes.
That's that. That's that.
But still, it's so nice.
That's one thing. Okay. And myself, I'm an introvert. To be quite frank, I'm an introvert. If you do not open yourself up to other people are going to bounce off you.
Yes, that's true.
And for me, it was quite difficult. I'm the guy that walks into a room and I can check everybody out and still have a massive time by myself.
And unluckily, we are the same. I'm also an introvert. It doesn't sound like it when we're talking here, but we are.
When did you know that you were an introvert?
I am.
No,
Now, if I know someone, then it's really easy for me. But if I walk into a room alone,
when you know somebody, it's not easy for you to stop talking.
it's difficult to walk into a room and not know anybody. It's not easy for me or for him to just walk up to someone and say hi. And
I was thinking the other day, I was at a meeting and I was walking in the room and I was never met anybody before. And I stood at the back of the room and I thought, nobody else knows me as well because they all knew.
Oh, okay.
And that's when I went out and I started introducing myself.
Well done.
It took a lot for me to introduce myself to nearly everybody down there.
Luckily, I have friends. Most of my friends are extroverts. So, but you see, that's again a thing. I don't go alone. But if I go with them, I don't have to say anything.
That's why I go with you.
Yeah, but you put me in the difficult situation that I have to start a conversation, and I don't generally like to do that, but now I have to do it because
I'm taking you out of your comfort zone. Yeah, I'm taking you out of your comfort zone. So, Baron saying our friends in South Africa who still talk to and support are a massive help on the days we feel homesick. Glad to have someone who haven't just forgotten about us.
That is really special.
That is so.
That is so. Really special.
But you also got to keep in mind, sorry, Baron, I don't know your friends, but you also got to keep in mind the friends that you thought in South Africa are going to be very close friends of yours will probably be some of the first ones that you don't talk to anymore.
It's good. I know of people that still have very
good
friends.
And we have a few good friends still in South Africa. Yeah. There's a lot of them that just...
It makes sense. It makes sense. They go on with their life. They don't stop just because you left. So it makes sense. But it's nice to still have someone there. Otherwise, you feel a little abandoned. They just forget about you.
Hey, Baron, you got my number.
If you feel homesick.
Yeah, Baron has been doing excellent work for us on our videos for Expedition Outdoor.
So that's
Baron.
Yes.
Yep, that's the right Baron. Must come for a fish, mate.
You and your wife make a good team.
Yep. So what else did you want to tell people about your relationships and so on?
No, I just wanted to talk. Let's talk a little bit about relationships with your grandchildren. If you've got grandchildren in South Africa or maybe grandchildren in New Zealand, it's really hard because you can't touch them and you can't hug them.
Omas, you must listen now.
Yes, it's really hard. And I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and we were discussing the fact that sometimes, I mean, it is a grandparent's job to make sure that they build a relationship with their grandchildren. It's not, don't leave it up to the mom and dad to do that. It is your responsibility to build a relationship with your grandchildren. So if you have to read a story to them over the phone, if you have to sing to them over the phone, it's all things that help you to keep that relationship steady, although you can't see them. I haven't seen my grandchildren in almost, 4 years?
Yeah.
And we
that's why Vanita is writing there for you. September is coming. Marissa.
I know.
Not long to go.
But we have a really strong bond, although we don't see each other.
Bond,
Yes, yeah. They know exactly who we are. We've got a really, really strong bond. So that is really special. But what you can also do is in New Zealand, we have got a lot of friends, younger friends with children. And it is so nice to just get those little lifeies and cuddle them. So do that. And the parents really appreciate it because they also need that. They don't have the parents here to just cuddle and be a oma or opa for their children. So
and only you can do that. Nobody can come and force you to be a oma or opa to somebody else. So
make use of the opportunity.
It's up to you. Yeah. It's cold in New Zealand, right?
It is cold.
It's really cold.
Winter is coming.
The last 3 days, we had, what was it about? Last night was chilly, 8. We went down to 8 last night. I don't know the full night, but when I drove in the car last night.
When I drove to the shops yesterday morning, it was 8 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's really cold. I see in the South Islands like minus what?
Yeah, the South Island.
It's really cold. I'm so
getting
glad I'm not there.
But harder heat down there, so yeah.
I think this winter's a little colder than last year for me.
Definitely so. But yeah, but the rain has stopped for a few days. I don't know. I think that probably because it's weekend, it will rain again soon. Yeah.
3 degrees.
3 degrees again in Auckland this morning.
Sure, that's cold.
Goodness me, Vanita. That's why I don't live in Auckland. I live down in Tauranga. I can promise
-5 in Rotorua.
My car's outside and there is no frost or what do you call it?
Oh, we've got a delivery.
It's gonna get there. Near you. This is nice of the rural post. They just drive in and they park outside and now they're offloading stuff out of their van onto our place.
Yeah.
So, -5 in Rotorua. Actually, Audrey, the other morning, I was driving to Rotorua, and Rotorua, it was about 1 o'clock afternoon. Rotorua was 3 degrees lower at that time of the day than.
Does Rotorua get really cold in winter?
Presumably gets colder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Tom Morton says -2 in Invercargill. Yeah, so yeah, Vanita saying she can't complain about her 3 degrees. So Vanita, nothing. You could basically just go with short clothes in 3 degrees, but -5 you got to put on a jacket or something. So
Karen is sharing a thing for the grandparents. Oh wow, it's like a grandparents journal.
Yeah, it's good. We'll share that later on the page so everybody can have a look at that. Yeah,
looks really nice. Yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can keep in touch and be part of your children and grandchildren's lives, even if you are not living in the same country. That's the thing with life these days. Your family is spread all over the world. It's really that the whole family still lives in the same country.
Yeah, it's interesting, and the world has become a smaller place, they say, but it's also become a more distant place.
Yeah.
Because in the past, although the world was big, everybody was living very near in the same town, basically. Now these days, you're living all over the globe and different time zones, which makes it even more difficult. Because if we want to talk to our daughter at 7 o'clock in the morning, this in New Zealand time, it's 9 o'clock at night. So
I get so confused because some are in South Africa, some in Egypt. I don't know what the time difference is.
That's a good kid
I
in
have
Egypt
got
even
no
now.
idea.
Yeah.
So
we've got family in UK, now in Egypt, now in South Africa and New Zealand, and it looks soon we'll have family in Australia as well. So interesting.
Yeah, that's life.
That's life. But it's up to you to keep tabs with everybody.
Don't go sit in a hooky and aisle because no one talks to you.
And don't be angry with them if they don't reach out to you. If you don't reach out to them, you basically at fault. I've been quite plain about that.
I mean, if you try a few times and it doesn't work, stop. I get that. You try and you try.
Yeah, we had some family members that we reached out to, but never got anything back. So that's just that. We called it a day. But yeah. There's another 2 minutes left, so what do you want to tell the people? Last, huh? What's happening in New Zealand? Friday, tomorrow. It's Matariki Day.
Yes. Did you see that there's a thing at Papamoa lighting the waterway or something tomorrow evening? I want to go to that.
Oh, no. That's good. Tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock, if you're in Tauranga, you can go to the observatory where they look at the stars. They will be open at 5 o'clock if there's no clouds. Keep that in mind, if there's no clouds. And they will show you the star Matariki. It's one of these Venus or something. Sorry, I did not do my homework enough on that. But specifically, that star will rise at about 5:30 and just be above Mount Manganui at 5:30. Wow. There's a whole thing. I was just started reading it when I had to go live. Yeah. So, sorry for the...
Yeah, Matariki. Do you want to just
Maori
New Year? If you just want to read up on that
and
a little bit.
It's very specific regarding this specific star reaching that specific point in the sky. So I'll share something a bit later on that, so you guys can see what it's all about. It's quite interesting to see.
It's a long weekend for us. Friday's a public holiday because of Matariki.
We're working on Friday, by the way.
I know that. We work.
We're so busy. That's such a busy week. I couldn't get to everything, so we'll be on the go tomorrow as well. Yep.
Okay.
One of those things. And then Saturday, you've got the ladies' thing in Hamilton.
Yeah, we're going to paint shoes in Hamilton.
All right.
There are still three. We had 3 cancellations of ladies that aren't coming anymore. So if anyone wants to come, please just shout out to me and we will make a plan.
Or I can We can ask 3 of my clients in Hamilton if they want to go.
You can do
And I'll
that.
pay that for it.
Okay.
Okay. Shot.
Okay.
All right. Guys and girls, that's us. Goodbye. Enjoy your long weekend if you're in New Zealand, and if you're in South Africa, go to work. All right. See you all.
And now it's sleeping time in
That's
South
sleeping time.
Africa.
But tomorrow they must go to work. Tomorrow we've got lang naweek.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Enjoy your weekend.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.